So right now with this pandemic and everybody under quarantine, stress levels are at an all-time high. There's a lot of uncertainty, and for humans, uncertainty is one of the things that really causes a lot of what we call chronic stress. We don't know when the pandemic is going to end. We don't know when the quarantine is going to be over. We don't know what's going to happen to our jobs. All of that creates uncertainty, and all of that leads to this chronically activated stress response, which can do nothing good in the body, right? That kind of a stress response breaks down every single tissue in the body. It becomes catabolic. So your immune system breaks down. Your muscles break down, your skin breaks down, your belly fat actually is the only tissue that expands in response to chronic stress and the primary stress hormone cortisol. And cortisol also can tell your brain that you're hungry, and specifically that you're hungry for junk food. So a stress cortisol craving almost always is for high sugar, high fat junk food. And it's constantly leading us to want to eat, eat, eat. And as soon as we eat that food, it gets stored in our belly fat region. Some of the most effective nutrients that we know that can short circuit that chronic stress response through cortisol are brightly colored fruits and vegetables for a couple of reasons. One is because you're getting a lot of fiber, which is going to be good for the bacteria in the gut that can sort of, in a way, gobble up that cortisol before it starts to cause problems in other parts of your body. So fiber is going to be really important. But brightly colored fruits and vegetables, especially berries and citrus and kiwi and anything that is brightly colored, is going to be high in these compounds called flavonoids, which can have a direct anti-stress response in the body. I also like people to focus on getting as good quality sleep as possible. If you're sleep deprived, that's going to be one of the things that will really increase your cortisol levels. And a great way to improve your sleep over the night is to eat yogurt with granola before you go to bed. It's a delicious little snack, but what that'll end up doing is modulating your blood sugar levels and modulating your cortisol levels. So that's a way to get a good night's sleep, which is great, but it also lowers your cortisol the next day so you're less stressed out and have less of that stress eating. The other thing that I could recommend too is that people get more omega-3s, and the best place to get that is in fatty fish. Mackerel and tuna and you know the kinds of fish that a lot of people would think would be fishy. And so if you're not really a fish person, you could do it from fish oil supplements or something like that, or nuts and seeds. But getting those good healthy fats is another way that we can short circuit some of that stress signaling in the body. Anytime you can contract your muscles, anytime you can move from point A to point B, even if that's just around your living room or if it's from one point to the next, that will use up that cortisol. So probably exercise is the most efficient way that our bodies can make use of that cortisol. Any kind of physical activity, any kind of movement, even if you wouldn't consider it kind of exercise, that can use up that cortisol. And that makes perfect sense. Cortisol is one of our primary fight or flight hormones. And so if you can move, if you can actually have that physical activity, that's gonna be in a sense doing exactly what cortisol wants you to do: fight or flee. And so if you can do it in a healthy way, push-ups, squats, lunges, anything like that in your living room, that would be an effective way to make use of this cortisol.